Here we go. Okay, so I am Donna Hoffman. For those of you who have not met me in person or seen me live on Zoom, here I am. I'm Donna, and I'm based out of Virginia, so it is completely pitch dark black here. It's cold, snow's still on the ground, so I love talking to people where the weather is nice. So I'm going to share my screen actually, and we're going to go through a quick little PowerPoint so that you can see what I'm talking about. So let's go do this. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here's the screen. I'm going to go full view here. And whoops, that's not what I want to do. I'm going to do, let me go back to the beginning and let me do slideshow. Okay, everybody can see that? The Women on Course Ambassador informational meeting today. All righty. So the purpose of our call is threefold. We're just going to review what our mission is, what the goal for the ambassador program is all about, and define the 3 types of ambassador roles that we have. Okay, so if you don't know already, the mission of Women on Course is to connect women across the country to the game of golf and all the surrounding elements that it entails, like the wine, the fashion, the networking, the business connections. And we do this in a welcome, supportive environment. And what's different about Women on Course is that we bring together all types of golfers and all reasons for people coming to the game. Some people are brand new, they've never touched a golf club. Some people are competitive golfers with a 7 or 10 handicap. So we cater to everybody in between. And as you can imagine, I've been doing this for 17 years. I like to call it we try to avoid the drama and the cat fights in the clubhouse, you know, between the 9-holers and the 18-holers and the people who are new and the people who aren't new. So we've done a really good job bringing women together with all different abilities and all different reasons why they're here. Some people are here strictly for social engagement. Some people are here for business engagement. Some people are here for health reasons. They want exercise. So understanding that we're bringing together all different types is really important for our ambassadors. We're not just one type of golfer, we're everything. We have events to cater to that. Okay, so what are the roles? The 3 main roles is we have a new member ambassador, we have an event ambassador, and a special event ambassador. And I put here at the top, we have a market ambassador leader because most of our markets have market leaders. We have Natalie on the call today. She is the market leader for Orange County. We do not have a market leader for San Diego, and we do not have a market leader for Houston. So in those 2 markets, we will probably appoint someone to be the ambassador leader for that market. And all that person will do, we'll get into it on the next slide here. So that market ambassador leader is someone that will work with me and help me identify, assign, and train the local ambassadors. So I'm here in Virginia. It's hard for me to meet and know if this person, you know, needs help on the fly, or, you know, if they're suitable to be an ambassador. So they're out there looking for friendly, welcome people that can extend our mission. So that's one of their big roles, is to help identify people in the local market. We'll collaborate with other markets, so you can see what other ambassador leaders are doing across the country. So it's a great opportunity to meet other people. And then you'll meet with me on a regular basis to communicate feedback. You know, what are ladies looking for? How can we improve? How can we grow? How can we make our organization more welcoming and more enjoyable for everybody? So that's sort of what the leader does. So if you are in San Diego or Houston, you're interested in this role, that is open. In Orange County, Mary has raised her hand to say she's interested in this role. So she'll be working with Natalie in this role, and we'll have a chat offline about how to do this. That's exciting. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Whoops, sorry. New member ambassador. This is a really important role, and it does not take a lot of time. What happens is every month I send a report to each market to say, here are all the brand new people that just joined Women on Course. Many women come from the internet. They're searching women golf lessons and they just sign up. They have no clue what they're getting into. Okay. So that's, I'd say half of the ladies come in that way. And the other half probably come in from a member referral, somebody who's already a member and they ask them to join. So what we're going to do is each month, the ambassador leader will assign up to 5 names for each ambassador to call. And this is really a call to give that new member somebody that they can connect to in the organization. It's nice you just joined and say, hi, I'm Donna. I want to welcome you to Women on Course. What are you looking to get out of your membership? But depending on how they answer that, you can implement some of the talking points that we have. So if someone says, I'm brand new to golf and I'm really nervous, and you can reassure them, hey, we have these clinics. Look on the calendar, there's beginner friendly icons. So it's really helping them connect to the organization. And if you are a person that joined Women on Course to meet people, this is a great role, because what we can do, if you're an avid golfer, we can pair you with other avid golfers to call. If you're a businesswoman and you want to meet other businesswomen, we can pair you that way. Or we can also pair you by geography. So if you live in North Houston, we can give you some North Houston people to call, or South Houston. So it's a great way. And again, if you have a bad month or 2 or 3 where personal issues are blowing up and you can't do calls that month, you just tell your leader, hey, I need to step away for a month. That's perfectly fine. But this is a new member ambassador, and these calls typically will take, they should take 15 minutes, but if you get into a conversation, you could talk forever. And then you'll report back to the market leader that you made your 1 or 2 or 3 calls. The way we're growing right now, I will tell you, in Arizona, I think we're on 30 new members this month. So they're gunning for Orange County, because Orange County is our lead market right now. Okay, the next one is a real important role, and some of you on the call have served in this role, is the event ambassador. Now, what we try to do is assign 1 member to every event to make sure that there is someone outside of the golf course welcoming people. Okay, so even if the event is 8 people or 6 people, it's really nice for someone to say, hi, Donna, I've been expecting you. Welcome to Women on Course. Here's where the golf clinic is, or here's where the carts are, or here's the way to the pro house. It's basically being someone that is a greeter. So we're looking for people who are friendly, just a friendly face, and that will include everybody. So I don't know if you've ever been to anything where, everybody's in little clusters and they're all talking and they're all in their little cliques, and you're the brand new person. Sometimes it's hard, even for somebody who's an extrovert, to break into these conversations. So you just want to make sure everybody is welcome and they're included. We are going to have some follow-up training on this role. Again, this role does not take any extra time, except that we would like you to get to an event 30 minutes early. Okay, so if you're going to an event, we would ask you to come 30 minutes early and check in with the pro shop. Make sure they're all set to receive everybody. You are not running the event. That's the golf course's job. You are strictly there to be a greeter. We do have some larger events, and on the large events, we will put more experienced ambassadors on that, because this is not meant to be a job. It's meant to be something fun. Again, if you've joined to be involved and include, this is a great position to be in, because you get to meet everybody. Okay. Next, we have the special event ambassador. This is sort of a new thing that's piloted in actually Orange County. Natalie has put together an event committee, and I think there are 2 women on it right now. And as you can see in the first bullet, they plan special events. And what I'm doing is giving each market leader some guidelines on special events that have worked in other markets, but we're very open to new ideas. All the ideas will have to tie into the golf lifestyle. We're not going pole dancing. That was one of the ideas. So we're not doing that. Do that on your own time. But anything that relates to the 19th hole, relates to golf, In the old days, if we have any old timers here, Women on Course used to put on what we call a signature event. And these are events that basically handle 30, 40, 80 people. And now that COVID is hopefully subsiding soon, we'll be going back to hosting signature events, because I know in San Diego and Orange County, our normal events, after 20, we tap out. We don't want to get bigger than 20 because it's hard for an ambassador to manage that. So we will start going back to signature events where we'll have large scale events, and we'll have someone there, whether it's a market leader or I fly in, or we're going to hire someone, but we will have people running these. So this is a fun group if you're interested in event planning or you have great ideas. Again, it'll probably involve meeting with your group once or twice a year, and then your leader of the committee will make assignments. You might say, hey, I'm going to raise my hand and I'm going to add a charity component to one of the events. I'll be in charge of researching a charity, and we'll add that to a scramble that we're doing. Or somebody else may say, I want to research a wine shop and we're going to do a wine tasting. So it's all what you would like to, what to contribute to this. So we're again developing the guidelines on that. Okay, so so next steps. These are the next steps. So you've heard a little bit about each role. So what I'd like you to do is think about if any of these roles sound of interest to you, okay? And if they do, send me an email with your comments by February 1st. So my email address is dhoffman@womenoncourse.com, or you can also send it to info. And then what we will do is we'll have one training call for each category, and then you'll be ready to go. So that is really what it involves. So at this point, I want to thank you for coming. Whoops, and wait a minute. Let's stop the screen share. See if you have any questions. I'm sure there's some questions out there. Maybe someone who's been an ambassador would like to talk about, or any questions about anything.
Is there an experience or a golf, level required for your skill level to be in any of these positions?
That is a great question. So we have golf clinics, and those are so simple because the golf pro is in charge of the event. So the ambassador is really more of a greeter. Here's where the bathroom is. Here's where we're meeting. It's non-golf related. When we get into a 9-hole event, the golf course is technically supposed to run that event. So again, the ambassador would not answer questions like, pairings and moving people around. So on some of our bigger events, we will want to assign somebody who does have knowledge of golf and how it works. But again, somebody else could be a help greeter or a co-greeter and just be the friendly face and meet everybody. Because some courses I'm finding are more organized than others. Some are disasters. You'll show up and they'll go, we're here for Women on Course. And I go, what are you talking about? We're like, we have tea times here. And they're like, I don't know anything about it. Let's talk to Joe. So when that happens, the ambassadors, all they have to do is just report that back to me at the end, and then I will take care of it. So again, we have some situations where the event is not smooth. It's not the event ambassador's role to fix it. It's their role to report it back so we can work with the course and determine if they're going to be a suitable host for us.
Thank you.
That's a long answer about skill.
No, thank you, Donna.
Donna, I did have a question.
Yes.
So in San Diego, what is the need in this location? Is it special events? I mean, what is it that you all need here in San Diego?
Okay, so what our market leaders typically do is they do 3 things. They plan all the events, they run the ambassador program, and they communicate. All right, so in San Diego, what we're doing is we're going to plan all the events from Virginia. In fact, I have somebody working on it right now. We're going to plan all the events. We're also going to do all the communication from Virginia. So that leaves the ambassador leader and their groups to basically identify people to serve in these roles. And then let's say the group collectively says, you know what, we'd like to do a fun special event. They would submit it to us here or me. And then we would either help find the location, or someone on the committee may say, hey, I have a friend that runs this restaurant, we want to do it there. So we would work with the special event committee on getting those events planned, because there's a lot to it to plan events, but mainly you have a pulse on what the ladies want. Because I can sit here in a vacuum and plan, all right, we're going to do 18 holes on Thursday, and we're going to do this on Tuesday, we're going to go to this course. And people are like, that course is a disaster, or that place, no one wants to drive there. So the feedback is really important, so we get it right the first time. I do a lot of trial and error. When I started Women on Course, it was me and Virginia in all these markets that I knew. I got a map out, I looked at the map, I just started calling courses. It's amazing that it's to where it is. But so having that feedback is really important.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And I don't know a lot of the, I know Carly, I don't know a lot of ladies in San Diego. So if someone says, hey, I'd like to be an ambassador, I'd be like, well, is this person friendly? Are they cliquey? Are they nice? Are they smiley? You know, what are they like? So just, and then someone may need some training, like they might go with an experienced ambassador to an event and they can kind of show them kind of what they do. So it's a little less intimidating. So I meet a lot of you on trips, and I've actually used to fly out to Orange County and San Diego. I think I came to a fashion show that was like before COVID. So.
Hi, Donna, this is Bridgette in San Diego.
Okay.
And I've actually been a member a couple years.
Yeah.
And what I found is lacking is almost like a social media connection, you know, because I might play like once every 3 months and make these great connections, but there's no kind of follow-up or to keep us connected or excited about the next event.
Yeah.
And I offered to be an ambassador for one of the events, but I definitely failed because I didn't realize the role that I was stepping into, and what the expectation was at the end of the round. So I'd love to get involved and help more, but yeah, I definitely need more support, I guess would be or other ways to connect.
Yes. So again, the fact that we're going to be taking a lot of that connection and support back to corporate, it was a free for all. I was like, hey, Bridgette, will you be the ambassador? Sure. What do I do?
Exactly.
Okay. And here's a flyer, follow the instructions. It was very, you know, we do 1,000 events a year. So again, where we have like Natalie in Orange County, she kind of manages all that. So it was very smooth process. But in some markets where we have a market leader or had a market leader that was helping as best they could, but they couldn't really do it fully, it kind of fell apart. So that's why in San Diego, we're going to do that for you. So that's starting with the training. Like we've never had a national training on each position. It was like, here's a flyer. I'm an introvert. So here's a flyer, read it, and then go do it. So I have a member in Arizona who stepped up. She's a training person and she's working with me on all the training, all the materials, all the feedback to make this very scalable. So I'm a CPA by trade. So I'm really appreciative of her help in this. So we're piloting this program in Arizona. And the reason I've invited these 3 markets next is because you're the next 3 to roll this out. So we're working on making this much better.
Does each market have a Facebook page?
They do. There is a San Diego Facebook page. There's a women.
Are we allowed to just post on it?
You can. No one will see it unless you're the administrator on it. So again, we have like a social media ambassador, and that we've had people do that where they post, but we're hiring somebody actually next month, February, a full-time, part-time administrator who will do all that social media posting. So part of the plan would be if you're an ambassador and you finish an event, you send the picture in and then we'll post it for you. So that's part of the follow-up on the ambassador role. If someone takes pictures, send it to us and we'll communicate all this too. So communication and the events is something we've been lacking, and we're stepping in to do that role.
And what is the name of the Facebook page for San Diego?
It's called Women on Course - San Diego.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Yes. So, and we also have a national Facebook page, which probably doesn't help so much for local things. And we also have a forum, and I will email you that after this call. But if you have never heard, if you wonder why all the trips sell out, like in about 3 seconds, is because I usually announce it or tease it on the private Facebook page. And everybody who follows that page learns about everything first nationally. So again, I think what I'm hearing on this call is how do we learn about things locally quickly? So by having everyone know that there's a page and know that's where you post, and maybe we turn that page into a private group so everybody can post on it and be seen.
That would be great.
Yeah.
I would love to connect with the foursomes either before and be like, hey, I'm playing in this group, and just get more communication going, more community, I guess.
Community. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, San Diego's really grown a lot organically. And so again, I do want to bring that community together. So any input on that. And I think with the ambassadors, you know, we'll do that. So.
And Donna, if we're like, I'm here to play golf, but I also do have a big territory in my job. So for example, I cover San Diego, I cover Arizona, I cover Texas. Is there a way to could we get some sort of list of the different, Facebook pages that you have for the different markets so we can connect with those outside of where we live?
Yeah, there's, if you log in to the Women on Course member page, there is a message area, and you could click in a zip code like Houston, and you will see all the members that are in that area with their skill level. So if you're flying into Houston, you want to get a game going, you could pick your phone names.
Great.
So again, our communication has not been great. And one of the new member ambassador script would be when someone you're welcoming them, you let them know, you give them some awareness, like, hey, I joined to meet people and I travel. You can tell them, hey, we have this tool.
That's
and one of
awesome.
the things on my list is to make a new member orientation. So it's 5 little pieces where you see the 5 different things. Like, how do I find other members to connect? Here's what we have. So there's a lot we still need to do.
That sounds amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And I can't do it by myself. So that's why everybody helping. So everybody takes a little piece would really help. All right, I'm gonna just stop the recording just so that we can not all be on the recording.